Hey everyone, Dr. David here with Beyond Chiropractic. I want to let you know that you don't have to be fixed. You don't need to be fixed. You don't need another magical solution, another person, another healing art, another tool to fix you. The other day I had a patient get up off the table and say, "All right, Dr. Dave, am I fixed?" And we had to have the discussion that we're not about fixing you here. We're about freeing you. And what do we mean by that? You already have within you the capacity to heal and to be your best self. Sometimes, though, there are obstructions to that capacity and our inner wisdom. And then those obstructions are these things that we seek to have someone give us an answer to. We find someone who can name the thing that we've got going on, name the obstruction, and that way we can own it and we can live it and it becomes part of us. Versus trying to free ourselves from an obstruction so that we can express who we really are. Here at Beyond Chiropractic, it's not about fixing you. It's not about another magical solution. It's about helping you to find new possibilities, new strategies, and new capacities for being able to handle life right now. Okay? What is life right now like? Super fast-paced, right? Everything's coming at you at a mile a minute. And sometimes we don't even have the capacity to adapt. Think about life 100 to 200 years ago. When the sun went down, what'd you do? You went to bed. And when the sun came up, you woke up. You didn't have some alarm beeping in your ear. You were in the rhythm, in the cycle of the sunrise and the sunset. Think about when you tried to send a letter 100 to 200 years ago. It would take weeks, maybe months, to get to you or to another person. And that was perfectly acceptable. That was okay. And you were probably eager to get that letter because you weren't getting a lot of mail. Unlike today where you're sitting there and you're tossing out pretty much every other piece of mail and you're telling people, hey, take me off your mailing list. Also, one of the things you need to think about is the hardware we're working with. Okay, over the last 100 to 200 years, or even thousands of years, really, the past 1,000 years, let's just say that, our bodies haven't evolved all that much. We're pretty much operating under the same hardware that our ancestors were. The thing that's different, though, is life is speeding up. It's getting more complicated. It's getting more stressful. And today, we've got all kinds of increased stressors. Right? There's thousands of emails that we've got to sort through. And we're like, how the heck did my inbox get like this? And, it could be something as little as you're waiting in that line at Starbucks and it took just 3 minutes too long for you. And that's just totally unacceptable. Or, you've got all these Wi-Fi signals and we're looking at screens all day. And those things are taking a toll on our bodies. And, but that's just normal life, right? That's just normal life to us. Well, guess what? The hardware that we're living in and we're trying to experience all this new world in and this higher, faster paced world, well, it's outdated, right? It's like trying to run Windows 10 on the original, IBM 286 systems from the early 1980s. And what happens? It crashes. And you're asking yourself, well, how did I end up this way? I've got a high shoulder, my neck's crooked over, my pelvis is twisted. And you're like, no, it's okay. I've been like this forever. This is just how I hold my body. And then, you come in, you're saying, oh, well, this back pain only started 2 weeks ago. And what happened is I tripped and I fell. And then I went to go pick up this pen. And when I bent over, my back went out because that pen was just so heavy, and we're not realizing that our bodies have been taking a lot of these things on for a long time and that we haven't been able to keep up. We haven't been able to keep up with the stress. And really, stress brings symptoms to the surface, right? As life gets more intense, our bodies feel it. And so we get symptoms of pain, fatigue, energy loss, headaches, heart conditions, right? Because we're just not keeping up pace. And again, that's because we're running on an old hardware system. And we're living in denial that everything's okay and that we're not all that overwhelmed and that our bodies why are they breaking down to all this stress, But that's because we're not being honest about what's going on sometimes. And here's where I'm getting at with all of this is think about the devices we carry these days, right? We carry a cell phone, we've got our laptops and things, and how constantly are those items and those devices bombarding us with saying, hey, I need to be updated. I need to be updated, right? And almost to the point where it's like ridiculously annoying. You're just like, oh my gosh, I just updated this phone or this laptop 2 days ago, and there's already another update. Well, the question I have for you is, when was the last time you upgraded your body and its operating system, right? The operating system that's running all of your daily tasks and your organs and things like that. And that operating system is your nervous system. And it's going, if it's going to deal with the life that's going on right now and the life that you're being called to live, then we need to be upgrading it. Compared to your ancestors 100 to 200 years ago and what they had to deal with, it's nothing in comparison. And the structure of our body, our neurobehavioral patterns, and our perceptions are experiencing the world in a dramatically different way than those people. And the demands of the world around us alter our structure, our neurobehavioral patterns, and our perception and our experience of the world. And so what we need to do is we need to optimize that so that we can live in this crazy world that we're happy to live in right now. And here's the deal is you can upgrade that system. You can upgrade that system to handle more. And as it can handle more, you can say, bring it on. I'm ready. No problem. But that's much different than fixing a problem completely.